Hello, everybody. My name is Allegra Jaffe-Berenger from Let's Connect, LLC, and you're here for a lunch and learn at 12 o'clock on Fridays. We bring older adult resources so that you can learn about what's available in your community and a little bit about Let's Connect. We do social connection programs. So that would include phone chats just to see how you're doing. We do free safety checks for anybody 50 and up in the community. If you live alone and want to make sure you're okay every day or just a few days of the week, we can do that for you. We also do virtual programming. So like what we're doing right now, we have these lunch and learns. I'm going to bring on our guest speaker from the Dementia Care Connections, LLC, Nicole, and share with us what do you do for older adults in our community and specifically for folks living with dementia.
Thank you for having me. My name is Nicole McMonagle-Knight. I'm a certified dementia practitioner with about 20 years experience working with the aging population and working in memory care communities and in hospice and physical therapy background. And I have a company called Dementia Care Connections. We've been around for about 3 years in the Northern Virginia area, serving Northern Virginia, DC, and Maryland. And I appreciate you inviting me to come talk today and a little bit about what our services are and how we can help with those older adults that are living in Northern Virginia. So Dementia Care Connections, we're an LLC. We have consultations and in-home activities as our primary focus. How we can help. So we are offering support services to caregivers and care professionals. We provide education, in-home activity visits, virtual visits, training and care resources that are really needed to improve and maintain the quality of life for those living with memory impairment or dementia. We focus primarily on cognitive engagement, promoting social interactions, advocating for loved ones' care, and empowering families so they can make the best choices. So that's a lot to unpack there, but in this time of the pandemic, the social isolation has been a real issue. And so we have a lot of families that have recently learned about us because of this and learning to combat the loneliness. More about our service. Specifically, we offer assessments or basic assessments, really tapping into the level of cognition, the level of engagement. Also looking to see what social needs they have and engagement needs, or maybe some unmet needs, as well as consultations where we offer the support for families, family education, and resources. There's an abundance of resources in Northern Virginia, DC, Maryland. They're excellent all at our fingertips, and some don't know all the resources. As a professional, I'm still learning about resources every day. Something new pops up. So it's really a way for us to get resources out to you, depending on your specific needs. And our main bread and butter is the activity visits. That's the fun stuff. We are offering them in-home, and the in-home visits are for Northern Virginia. We go all the way out to Loudoun County, down to Fredericksburg now. And then as well in the DC metro area, Maryland. So we go in Baltimore, and then as far west, we'll go about Frederick or so for in-person visits. Lately, we've been offering the virtual visits as well. While that's not something everybody is, it works well with everybody, there are particular clients that we find it's worked very well with. So we offer a variety of virtual services, and then of course the engagement outings. So a lot of people ask, well, gosh, in the time of a pandemic, why are you doing outings? Well, we keep clients safe and we and go to places that are a little bit more low risk for them to visit. But if you have to think about how cooped up everyone's been in their homes and there's nowhere to go and get out. So we find that specific outings that are catering to interests and hobbies, those have worked really well. And the fourth part of our company is dementia training. So we do workshops, presentations, individual and agency coaching. Maybe your team needs a little bit more talking about how to engage clients or dementia specific training. We offer that and also workshops too. The areas we do serve: Northern Virginia, as I mentioned, Maryland, Washington, DC, and as of earlier this year, also the Kansas City Metro. For Northern Virginia, Maryland, and Washington, D.C., we can go to the home for the assessments, the consultations. We don't have to. We can do things virtually, but there's a lot of times where it's more appropriate for us to come into the home. And virtually nationwide, we offer the consultations as well and the activity visits if we deem it's appropriate. So I want to talk and share a little bit about a couple of the virtual programs we have. We've always had a memory cafe for the last about 3 years. And unfortunately, when March came around, we had to put things on hold, meeting in person to keep everybody safe. So we went virtual. And the first time we went virtual, everyone was saying to me, really like to meet more often. So we moved our monthly meetings to weekly meetings. So every Thursday at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we have everyone get on and we're doing a virtual memory cafe. And some of you may ask, what's a memory cafe? Well, it's a social engagement group, really targeting those in the early stages of dementia or somebody that's concerned about memory loss and their care partner. So that care partner can be a spouse, it can be a caregiver, it's a family member. Encourage them to participate along with their loved one. It's not absolutely necessary, as we know, sometimes it's just nice, especially during this time of the pandemic, for them to just have a little break from their loved one. So case by case, if your loved one is interested in attending, we just ask that you be somewhat in the vicinity in case that there's an issue or something that they need help with the computer. But our memory cafes are looking at, we're reminiscing, we're talking about a little bit as some brain games. They're fun. They're meant to be fun. As the founder and owner, I actually run this virtual memory cafe, and I really look to see, who's attending and how I can adjust it, because not everybody is at the same level or has the same strengths. So constantly evaluating that week to week to make sure everybody gets something out of it. We recently started a men's discussion group. That's those that are aging and they really want other men to talk to. So our virtual men's discussion group, we started in July with a group of gentlemen that attend our memory cafe, and we've been holding it every week on Mondays at 3 o'clock. It's really taken off well. We talk about the current event topics. Recently we talked about politics, voting, regret. Also identifying what it feels like when you feel like there's a loss of independence if you're no longer driving. This group is a safe, welcoming environment. I do facilitate this group as well. And what we find is men have an opinion. They want to talk about important stuff. And so we structure it so it's inclusive for everyone to talk and share their opinion, but in a warm, welcoming setting. This is a way for you to get in touch with us. Throughout Northern Virginia, I've got a phone number here, an email, and our website. There's a lot of, so there's resources, there's an events calendar that has all of the updated groups that we run, the virtual groups, what's happening with us by going to our website and seeing what there is there. It also talks about our team. Our website is www.dementiacareconnections.com. So what I'd like to do now is I'd like to have you participate in an activity, because we talked about this, but let's actually do an activity.
Okay, this isn't a memory test, right?
No memory test, it's all fun.
I've already failed, so don't even waste your time on me. I know I'm recording, but I'm good. I
am going to share.
I feel good about that I'm on.
Well, that's the thing too. So there's that common misconception when you're doing some of these activities, and even when you're participating in a memory cafe, that we're just going to ask you a lot of questions, and that's not the purpose of it. Those that are being isolated and maybe they're having a tough day, and we try to invite everyone together. It's a way to get your mind off of things, tap into your brain. What they say is, if you don't use it, you lose it. And sometimes things come a little more naturally than others. We all have our strengths and our challenges. So it's just a fun little way to get you thinking. It's not all about, memorizing something. The brain is a fascinating part of your body, and you'd be surprised what you things that you remember from the past, from the future, or from the future.
We got you, Nicole. We got you.
It's okay, Nicole. It's Friday.
We're ready for your games.
It is TGIF. So start with the first game that I've got here. I'm going to share my screen with you. And this particular activity, I really enjoy doing this. It's called Spot the Difference Daily. This is actually available to anybody online. So the Smithsonian has a website that every day you have a new puzzle. And it's timed, and I don't focus so much on the time, so just don't worry about that because some of the time's lapsed. But I think you can do with your loved one. It's something fun to look forward to each day. And this is actually very good for your brain. So what we're looking to do is spot the differences. There's 2 pictures that are up on the screen. And we are looking for 10 differences. If you notice on my cursor, on the one side there's a circle, and then on the corresponding side it's an arrow, and it's really just so we could identify better what the differences are. So just shout them out as you see them. Tell me what's different about the 2 of them.
Bird's red head on the right, it's blue on the left.
And then there's a red wing, or spot on the left versus the blue one on the right.
There's a purple, it looks like I don't know if that's the leaf is purple and it's green on the other side. Yep.
The beak is longer on the left and shorter on the right.
Yes, good eye, yeah.
There's more leaves that are covering the branch to the left. Can you see that? Yep.
I do, yes. What's interesting about that, if you notice, a lot of people, their eye to this is the bird. So sometimes some of the other details get lost in that. So that was excellent that you saw that.
So the birdie's little tail end there, there are 2 feathers on the left and 1 on the right.
Yeah, it looks like one just got plucked off, didn't it?
Yeah.
How many more do we have? We have 5 more.
We have 5 left, so we're halfway there.
Is the bird on the right, does he have a foot on the branch that's not on the left?
Oh, he sure does. Look at that. Yes.
Also, the bird's neck is black on one side the whole way around, and it's not on the other.
It's got like a little necklace.
Yeah, a little necklace.
It does. It's an attention to detail there.
Little necklace. Let's see. The branch is different on the bottom corner. It's like speckled, and then it's not on the other side. See the branch? Yep.
You guys are good at this.
I know.
Someone mentioned the head too earlier, I believe.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
All right, 1 left. Only 1.
1 left, and I will tell you, the last one is always the hardest to find. We have a gentleman in our memory cap.
I found it.
Did you?
It's the branch on the other side. The branch on the other side. There's missing leaves.
Wow. Missing leaves. I don't even see it.
Over here. Keep going with your cursor. More to
Right
the
here.
end. Click there. Yep.
Excellent.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fun. So they have, I like this puzzle, and it's something you guys can do with a loved one, with having, training your staff to incorporate this. If a client has this, has access to the internet, it's an easy way for them each day to just do 1 or so of these. The thing about this puzzle is that it does a month at a time, so you feel like doing all 30 at one time. Absolutely, you just can't go ahead. But it's just something nice to look forward to. Okay.
We play these on Wednesdays too. We play some of these games.
Yeah, they're great. They're fun. Families and loved ones can take advantage of all of these. You kind of plan out how you want to do your week, so it keeps it routine. So you're, everyone's expecting to see you, and you're expecting to see everybody else. But plugging in what works here. There's a lot of great virtual programs through the county as well, and some of the senior centers. So I always encourage families to figure out what works and figure out what time of day works best.
Nicole,
for all
is
of
this free, the Smithsonian one, or do you have to subscribe?
It is, it's free.
Okay.
I discovered it, actually I discovered it more recently in the last couple months, and I thought, well, where have you been all my life? So I do have another activity I'd like to participate. This one's fun. We tried this one last week at our Memory Cafe. Can everybody see the screen I have up?
Yes.
Okay, so this one's called Alphabet Soup Trivia. It's exactly like it sounds. It's the alphabet, and I actually put the alphabet listed across here as a cue, because when you're looking at some of the questions, it's often helpful, if you don't know the answer right away, to look at each of the letters and see if it helps. So I'll ask all of you, what letter of the alphabet is a large body of salt water?
S.
Letter C.
Why is that? Yeah. Yes. So the letter C, you got it.
Wait, I missed it.
No, that's why I'm saying this one's hard. So the letter, so when you say the letter C, it also means C as in S-E-A.
Oh my gosh, that went over my head.
That's okay.
And I picked S because it looks like the shape of, that's why.
Yeah, and it's great. So everybody has a different interpretation of what it could be. And
Wow.
typically what I'll do is write that everyone has, and then I have them look at it again and kind of vote which one they think it is.
Okay.
So let's try that. What letter of the alphabet marks the spot?
X.
Yes, X marks the spot. These two letters indicate an agreement.
Okay.
You got it. This letter doubled is a type of gun.
BB.
Actually,
BB,
Yeah,
yeah.
BB.
I'm going to go back to the letter of agreement, the
Yeah.
two letters, because I am multilingual, and SI means yes in Spanish.
Excellent.
Excellent point. And so there could be multiple answers to this. That's and you make the argument for it, and it sounds right to me.
I mean, and you might have people who are speak, multiple languages, especially in this area. So
We have a lot. There's a lot of people speak 4 or 5 languages that come to our memory cafe.
and it could also be we, W-I, for the French folks.
Ah, good observation.
Ah,
Yes.
These 3 letters represent a written record of debt.
Oh, I know that one all too well.
Oh,
IOU.
Yes, I owe you.
I wouldn't have gotten that. That's a
So
good
when I
one.
first looked at this, I thought IRS, and then I thought, oh, I don't know, that's not right. And everybody else got it right away. I owe you. I said, well, there you go.
how about MIA?
Missing in action. Yeah.
These 3 letters mean an excellent. Excellent condition or working order. We can come back to that one too. This letter represents a signature of someone who cannot sign.
Oh, power of attorney.
Isn't that X?
It's
Oh,
X, exactly. This letter is a vote in favor of a motion.
Hi.
Yes.
Nice.
It fits this letter.
Is it T?
It is, fits it to a T.
To a T.
And you need to catch this letter of the alphabet when you are tired.
Z.
Exactly. Let's see, I don't want to run out of time. What I'd like to
You
do.
got about 7 minutes, just to let you know.
Perfect, good. So actually, let me stop right there as far as that's concerned, but I know people have questions, and I love answering questions. There's so many people ask me all the time, tell me what an activity visit can look like first before I go for questions. So when we have engagement visits and outings and activity visits, it can be something very specific. We have clients that ask us specifically to come in once a week to paint with them, and more specifically, oil paint with them. So we want to meet them where they are in their journey, with their hobbies. Our particular client we have that we paint with, one of them, she has not painted in 30 years. And a lot of that has to do with the proper setup, the proper room. Oil paints are messy. It's not an easy act. What we did was we set up a nice setup in the basement. So it's not just her painting, and we actually have her choose what picture she wants to do, and we paint them together. So we have on one side, I had my canvas, she had her canvas, and each week we would continue on to the next part. And then after a couple months of working on it, we felt like it was great, and we moved on to the next painting. I have other clients that are really into music. more so, others that are into dancing. So as one of our colleagues, she's a dancer, to incorporate that. I have others that just want to get out and enjoy the finer things in life. They feel like they've been robbed of this in the last several months. So we take them out to museums that are open and safe and allowing for physical, distance and social distance, and allow them to see exhibits that they've been wanting to see, or maybe go to the C&O Canal, or going to Glen Park. So it's really, we look to tailor it that way. And other times people say, we don't care what you do. So we'll bring in a bunch of different activities and see, based off of their interests and hobbies, we'll try different things and see what works, and just constantly changing it around. So what questions do you guys have about our services, activity visits, memory cafes, you name it?
How long do the visits have to be, or how long are they usually?
So typically they're about an hour, and an hour is a good time. An hour is just that right amount of time. Now, obviously, if somebody is getting really tired or something's going on and it changes during that hour, then we'll just cut the visit a little short. But I would say 99% of the time, we go the full hour. It's nice, short, and sweet. We do have some clients that ask us to do 2 hours or 3 hours. So those are more for the outings, because you can't really get anywhere and come back within an hour. But most of them are time.
Are your services covered by any kind of insurance or Medicare?
So we're not covered by private insurance or Medicare, but we have actually quite a few clients that have been successful in filing long-term care claims for our services. So we never know with long-term care insurance what everyone's policy is going to cover. We're not a home care agency. We're not, a care management group. We're kind of this own little entity of ours that we came up with. So, justifying to the long-term care, we provide all the documentation and the account statements and fill out what we need to send it off. And we have several long-term care insurance companies, the major ones, that we have been very successful with. That way families can get reimbursed.
So you have other visitors. It's not just you, right, Nicole?
Yes, we've got a team of about, there's 6 of us right now, and we're bringing on another person who's going to cover the Fredericksburg area. So she'll be coming on shortly as well. And we have colleagues that are in Maryland, and a couple in Maryland and Fredericksburg, and then the rest of them are all spread out throughout Northern Virginia.
And do you provide the transportation for outings? Is the person who's coming also giving them a ride, or do we need to set up transportation? How does that work?
So typically with the outings, if we need to set it up, if they prefer having an Uber, or they prefer Metro access or so forth, then we would contact them and arrange for that. If our clients that we do take out are actually, they just come in the car with us. Some of our consultants are, it's really dependent on consultants. If they're comfortable with it, but it's been working out really nicely. We provide the transportation, and then we just charge, whatever mileage for them for the distance they go.
Okay, awesome.
Do you meet people? Obviously, you meet with them in their homes. If someone lives in a community like a CCRC or assisted living, do you meet with people in those communities?
So I'll tell you what we do. So we do have clients in communities now. This pandemic has certainly brought a change of how we see those clients. For a little while, we moved to phone visits once a week. I have an art discussion with a client of ours that we do an in-depth art discussion on a new artist or a new technique every week. And then recently, as of the last month or two, they've reopened to allow visitors to come and do window visits. So they have specific times we set up with them, and the client is with the window open, and we're on the other side and just doing it just like it before. So there's different adaptive ways to do this. Some communities say nobody can come nearby. So for those, the family member typically walks them out to the front, and we go out with them from there.
Okay,
Have
good.
you noticed this pandemic affecting your current clients or even people in the support group? Have you seen a big difference of maybe just depression or even decline of cognition?
We've noticed, yeah, we have noticed clients that stayed on during the pandemic and begged us to stay on, and we did. We met them where they were. Some said, let's put things on hold for a little bit. And what we found was they put us on hold, not having anyone come in, which is absolutely understandable. And then a couple months later, I get a call that said, we should have brought you in. We should have brought you in before. So, and so we really just go what the families are comfortable with. But yes, our men's discussion group, we've talked about it, our memory cafe, the whole social isolation has been really, really challenging.
Well, I'm going to wrap us up. Nicole, if anyone has more questions, we'll send them your email. We have your phone number. We have your website. And we will have this recording available on YouTube and also all the other major social media such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc. And thank you so much for sharing everything that Dementia Care Connections does. And thank you to our audience for joining us to Lunch and Learn.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, Allegra. This was great.
Of course. Thank you.